Talking pots and pans. In this video, we'll talk about how much to spend, what to buy for different appliances, features to look for, and tips for growing your collection. Let's get started. A great set of pots won't make anyone a master chef, but they can make cooking and baking more efficient, easier, and fun for us all. We all have our own individual pot and pan budget, so when deciding how much to spend, you may want to keep the following things in mind. A great set of cookware can last a lifetime and beyond. Consider these purchases to be an investment in your kitchen and plan to spend accordingly. Start off with the basics and slowly build your collection as necessity and budget allow. Don't feel pressured to outfit your entire kitchen in a shorter time than budget allows. Great cookware often costs more than lower quality pieces, but price isn't always an indicator of quality. Look for the features that are important to you, and then you'll begin to understand how much you should expect to have to pay for those pieces. Since cost is often a factor of materials in addition to craftsmanship, let's take a look at some of the material options in costware, and then we'll take a look at what will and won't work for different types of appliances. We'll take a look at copper, cast iron, aluminum, stainless steel, enamel, and ceramic. Now let's talk about how these different pots and pans perform with appliances. This table shows a comparison of the four major stovetop types: ceramic, electric, gas, and induction. We'll go through each of the 6 major fabrication types and talk about what does and doesn't work for different types of appliances. Copper pots and pans perform well for electric and gas stovetops. They're not suggested for ceramic because at high heat, the copper can burn or stain the ceramic cooktop. Copper isn't going to work for induction cooktops because induction cooktops require an iron element in the pot. Cast iron also is suitable for electric and gas. However, it's not recommended for ceramic or induction stovetops because cast iron can scratch or abrade the surface of the appliance. Aluminum can work well for ceramic cooktops, electric, and gas, however will not perform with induction stovetops because of the missing iron component. Stainless steel, our one-size-fits-all fabrication, works well with all 4 appliance types. Enamel can work well with ceramic, however, we suggest that if you choose to work with enamel pots and pans, you keep an eye on the enamel surface throughout the life of the pan. Enamel that chips or cracks can present an abrasion risk to ceramic stovetops, so for this reason, you just want to make sure that you're keeping an eye on those and retiring any that may compromise the surface of the ceramic stovetop. Enamel performs well for electric and gas and can work for induction if it has a high enough iron component. Enamel cookware is often enamel wrapped over something else, stainless steel, cast iron, aluminum for example. So depending on how thick the coating is and what it's wrapping, it may or may not work for induction. It would have to be analyzed on a piece-by-piece basis. Ceramic is not suggested for ceramic stovetops or induction because of the tendency to scratch the surface. However, ceramic can work just fine for electric and/or gas appliances. In a future series, we'll take a deeper dive on each of the 6 pot types to help you understand a little bit more about the differences between each of them. Up next, we're going to make some feature suggestions that you may want to consider when shopping for pots and pans. We haven't gotten to the point where we take a deep dive on each of the 6 different types yet, so these features are going to be general recommendations that you may want to look for regardless of the type of pots and pans you're shopping for. First up on our suggested features list is Stay Cool riveted handles. These are handles that will stay significantly cooler than the temperature of the pot, making it easy for you to handle pots that you're working with. Look for metal or same material handles rather than plastic, which can burn, break, or melt. The first feature on our suggested feature list is Stay Cool riveted handles. These specially fabricated and applied handles will stay significantly cooler than pots you're working with, making it easier for you to safely handle them. We suggest that you look for metal or same material handles rather than plastic, which can break, burn, melt, or crack over time or when exposed to high heat. Up next are comfortable handles. We'll make two recommendations here. One, to look for dual handles for larger pots, so that you'll have the C-shaped handle that can be firmly gripped, as well as the standard pot handle whenever you're handling pots that are full of heavy contents. We also recommend that you look for Stay Cool lid handles, so that pots that are covered while being hot can be checked on or have their lid removed safely and comfortably. Another recommendation we make is that you buy pot sets if you're buying in sets or individuals that have a lid for every pot. Avoid sets with shared lids because this limits your ability to use both pots at the same time, or if both pots are on a different wash schedule. Our next lid recommendation is that you look for pots with glass lids. Glass lids are great for progress checking foods that need to retain their heat or moisture. It allows you to take a look and see what's going on in the pot without disturbing the cooking process. We also recommend that you look for tight fitting lids. Lids that fit into a lip into the pot or create another almost airtight environment in the pot. This is especially helpful when cooking foods that need to retain moisture, like rice. Look for pots that are of a manageable weight. This often means that if you're buying from a manufacturer that you're not familiar with, it may be worth a visit to the store. Many high-quality pots can be quite heavy because part of the quality component is using a thicker sheet of material. When you visit the store, hold them, move them around, and consider the added weight of water or food when you're deciding what's most comfortable for you to work with. Our final recommendation is that you look for pots that have a smooth, flat bottom surface. This may seem sort of obvious, but there are lots of open stock pots and even box set pots that have simply warped either due to manufacturer defects or conditions in the store, and you don't want to get stuck with any of those. Inspect the underside of the pots, take them out and place them on a flat surface within the store, and make sure that the pot is making even contact with the entire flat surface. This is especially important for induction and ceramic stovetops, where warped pots may just never properly heat up. But even for electric and gas, you're going to have much better, much more predictable performance if your pots are not warped and the bottoms are entirely smooth and flat. Next, we'll talk about some tips for growing your collection. Think carefully before purchasing box sets. As we mentioned before, many box sets have shared lids, making it inconvenient to use both pots sharing a lid at the same time if the lid is necessary. A lot of box sets also have nearly redundant pot sizes, meaning they'll have pots that are so close in size that neither offers a significant advantage over the other. Consider buying open stock to get only the pieces you need with the features you want. That way, you know that you're paying for just what you need and not anything more or less. Don't Don't be afraid to check out discount and closeout stores. These are some of my favorite places to shop when looking for pots and pans. These stores are a great place to start off with because they often carry a wide array of types and brands that let you get exposed to different quality and fabrication levels side by side. You won't always have this opportunity in some of the larger retailers because larger retailers will often separate things out by manufacturer and carry a smaller set of manufacturers. Even if you choose not to make purchases in discount or closeout stores, they do offer you the opportunity to make a wider scale side-by-side comparison than you may otherwise be able to do in other stores. Start off small when growing your collection. Start with the essentials and add more specialty pieces as time and budget allow. In a moment, we'll talk a little bit more about the pieces that we consider to be essential starters to give any kitchen a great foundation. Our last tip for growing your collection is to look for pieces that have a good warranty. Our idea of a good warranty is 10 or more years, but there are many pot and pan manufacturers that apply a lifetime guarantee to their products. Just consider your appliances and anything else you may wish to change out, especially if you're looking to buy pots and pans that won't work for a different appliance type. This way you make sure that you're only paying for the level of warranty that you need. Now let's talk about the pots and pans we consider to be the essential basics. This is a great place to start if you're looking to outfit a new kitchen, start over, or just wondering what pots and pans we consider to be a great foundation to build from. Our first recommendation is a 4 to 6 quart stock pot with a lid. 2 would be nice, but most kitchens can get away with starting with just 1. This is going to be a great pot for soups, stews, pastas, and other large capacity things that need to cook over low heat for a long time. We recommend a 2 to 4 quart saucepan with lid. Most kitchens will need at least 2 of these. Think a smaller one and a larger one. These are your versatile, all-purpose saucepans that you're going to use time and time again. A 10 to 12 inch skillet with a lid. At least 2 of these are great for most kitchens. These can take you from everything from dinner preparations to breakfast omelets and even brunch. A 14-inch wok with a lid. Woks are another all-purpose piece of cookware. They're great for stir fries and even for deep frying. Most kitchens that have a wok end up using it far more frequently than they ever envisioned when they purchased it. We also recommend a 12-inch cast iron skillet. This is the only basic pot that we recommend without the caveat of with a lid, because it is often difficult to find good cast iron cookware that has a lid made specifically for the pieces that you purchase. This is also the only basic recommendation that we make with a specific fabrication, simply because cast iron performs so well at very high temperatures. A 12-inch cast iron skillet can be your go-to pot when it comes to broiling meats and vegetables. Our last recommendation is a 4 to 6 quart Dutch oven with a lid. Dutch ovens are great all-purpose pans for pulling together large meals. Think roasting meat, vegetables, and potatoes all at the same time in the same pot. Stay tuned for additional videos in this series, where we'll provide an introduction to the essential basic pots, giving you a deep dive on why we've selected these items as foundational pieces for any kitchen. We'll talk about copper pots, all about cast iron pots, all about stainless steel pots, all about aluminum pots, all about ceramic pots, and all about enamel pots in upcoming series. We hope you'll stick with us. Share your feedback by commenting and getting social with DinnerDork. Find us on Facebook and find us on Twitter. DinnerDork is a custom menu and meal planning service that makes it easy to enjoy stress-free, home-cooked meals that are wholesome and delicious. We provide weekly menus, recipes, organized shopping lists, and more to complement your lifestyle and save precious time. Visit us today at DinnerDork.com. Dinner made easy.